Thank you for making time to listen to this recording. My name is Akwesi Pepra, co-founder of GIAC. Today's recording, I'm going to take you through who GIAC is, because GIAC has a lot of different players that can be participating in it. And I want to give you an overview of what GIAC is. And if you choose to participate, we'll be giving some details. GIAC stands for Global Impact Accelerator Corp. We're going to start off with some few stats. By 2050, we know 1 in 4 people in the world will be African. Look at that number, 4.2 billion people by 2100. That's a fast-growing continent. We also know that less than 2% of VC money makes it to Africa, making cash up not affordable and not accessible. What it means is that equipping entrepreneurs with access to affordable capital will enable transformative financial solution in Africa. So who is GIAC? GIAC is an ecosystem that has created an ecosystem that enables entrepreneurs, investors, and service providers accelerate growth. GIAC currently has over 120 portfolio companies. It has made investment over 5 million and is in 5+ countries currently. First thing GIAC identifies is that companies fail 38% of the time because they run out of money or they did not have money in the first place that was able to scale the business. But 62% of the reason is because of so many reasons, whether it was the no market need, the team, poor product, name it. There are so many reasons. So we believe you need money and you need coaching to be able to be successful as a business. That's why GIAC and MaxBalo have gone into partnership. MaxBalo focuses on the money side, GIAC focuses on the coaching side to make these two come together to be successful. Just a little background of MaxBalo. It's a lending platform that provides working capital. They've coined a term called CFAS, Capital Facilitation as a Service, to help businesses thrive. It's also important to realize that working in a silo doesn't scale. So you need to have the right investors, the right service providers, the right ecosystem to be able to do. And that's what GIAC looks to basically build. Who can be a player in GIAC? It starts off, if you're an investor, you're looking for places to invest in, understand businesses. You don't even have to invest, right? You can study these companies over time and decide. GIAC is the place for you. If you are an advisor, you have a lot of, imagine you connecting with the right ecosystem and be looking at the right investors, the right service provider. You are able to scale and go to the mountaintop. And that's what we look to do. In terms of GIAC, there are 5 players that can join. Typically, you can come into GIAC overall as an investor or a capital provider. They basically come in, they are focused on looking at businesses to invest in. Those are 1. We also have people coming as advisors and thought leaders. They come in, they have expertise, maybe in supply chain, maybe logistics, maybe they are looking at other things they can advise on to help scale. And so that's what they bring. Then we have service providers. Service providers, think of a lawyer, a software developer, a UX person, an accountant. These people provide a service. And so people in the ecosystem can benefit from their service. We also have what we call an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is the businesses, the entrepreneur who wants to basically drive their business and drive in this ecosystem. Or sometimes it's just the community. You just want awareness. You're not related to any of these, you just want to know what's going on and keep up with it. You can join the community. So we found 5 ways to help people join. So when it comes to an entrepreneur, our focus is basically empowering the entrepreneur. What we help is fundraising support. Very, very critical to basically help businesses. We focus on advisory. We focus on educational forum. We bring forums to talk about thought leaders to come and talk about topics. And then we also focus strategic support. Maybe there's a strategic support that's needed by a business. We're able to partner with them to drive that. Going into detail, look at it as advisory, mentorship, creating a pseudo board for your business. If the big companies have a board and you don't have a board, think about it, how you're going to basically thrive. And so we're able to give you that pseudo board. Then they also have an ecosystem that basically I'll be sharing a little bit on in a later slide. Basically, that you can join the ecosystem and leverage it for growth. Also bring thought leaders and service providers that you can use their service. We also have access to, you have access to debt, and you have access to equity. So let's talk about this ecosystem I mentioned earlier. So typically think of the ecosystem as starting with infrastructure. Infrastructure are road, electricity, water, those things that typically the government control. It's important as an entrepreneur, investor, service provider to be aware of these things. And then there's also finance. So finance, good news, GIAC, we've partnered with MaxBalo to be a financing arm for it. But typically, most of our business can be a producer. In the case of Escape doing skincare, all the way to Mr. Fish doing dry fish. And they have to sell on the marketplace in the case of this. And then they have to go through logistics, they have to go to delivery. That's what makes it to a customer. So typically, Escape doesn't have to worry about setting up a marketplace, then doing some logistics. They're able to leverage multiple people within the ecosystem and also take financing, let's say from MaxBalo, to be able to get this going. So that's why we leverage this ecosystem. And this ecosystem is poised to get hundreds of companies in here over the next 3 years. We already have 120, and it's growing very, very rapidly. So this is the 3 co-founders. I mean, you have me from myself that I've introduced myself earlier. You have Dr. Martin Kwendi, the CEO, and also Dr. Eric Mate, a managing partner over here. And the 3 of us are the co-founders. And our big vision is to create a $1 billion fund. So again, to summarize, you can if you want to learn more or basically want to see more on GIAC, please basically reach out at www.giacgroup.com. You remember that you can come in as an investor, you can come in for advisory or thought leadership, you can come in as a service provider, you can come in as an entrepreneur, or you can just join as a community just to be aware. Either way, you're welcome. Come join this movement because we're looking at transforming Africa and the world at the same time. So thank you very much for your time and have a good day.